There's a
When?
process for
I don't even know. Wait, when was the president immune from criminal immunity? What?
There's a process for when a president commits a crime, and that process is outlined in Article 1. It's
I'm sorry,
to impeach
what is
him.
that process?
Look.
Wait, hold on. No. Impeachment has nothing to do with criminal liability.
So when a criminal, so when a president,
with all due respect, you have no idea what the structure of our government is.
It's a very strange time in politics right now. We have people like Destiny and Cenk Uygur who are normally on the same side of things, but people like in moments like this, in moments like we are in right now in the history of America, it's such an inflection point. It's such a dividing point in time that people like Destiny and people like Cenk Uygur, people like Piers Morgan, everybody like this who talks about these sort of things, they can go in one of two ways. They can either decide to just continue down the path of delusion and go even more woke, even more crazy, or they can come to the side of common sense and start to realize that some of the things that they've been told in the past have been lies. I think Cenk Uygur has actually been woken up by Anna Kasparian quite a bit recently, but Destiny is going in the complete opposite direction. And in this video, he illustrates that to the best of his ability. He's absolutely going off the deep end, and things get very heated on this episode here of Piers Morgan Uncensored between Destiny and Brandon Tatum and Destiny and Piers Morgan and just everybody, because the guy is so deluded now. He's like I said, gone off the deep end completely. Let's get into this woke meltdown here from the woke streamer Destiny on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Let's check this out.
In the history of the United States. And the idea that a U.S. president, that we came from a rebellion against a king, that our president is now criminally immune for performing his duties, why would we ever assume that he needs that type of immunity?
That's not true.
Is true.
When was the president immune for criminal immunity?
There's a process for
I don't even know. Wait, when was the president immune from criminal immunity?
There's a process for when a president commits a crime, and that process is outlined in Article 1.
I'm sorry, what is that process?
Look.
Wait, hold on. No. Impeachment has nothing to do with criminal liability.
So when a criminal, so when a president,
with all due respect, you have no idea what the structure of our government is. I'm so sorry. Okay, impeachment is a political process that you use to unseat somebody, and once they're unseated, you can prevent them from holding future office. If you listen to Benjamin Franklin, for instance, talk about impeachment, impeachment was created so that you didn't have to either assassinate or fabricate criminal charges to remove somebody from office. Impeachment has nothing to do with criminal liability. The maximum conviction sentence you can get for being impeached is just being removed from office and prevented from taking seat in future office. That's it.
No, it's not.
All right. Let me just, I just want to move on. I want to move on. Let me discuss that at length.
To be fair, to everything that I have seen about, the new ruling and everything with the Supreme Court talking about, with the Donald Trump situation, that they're trying to throw him in jail. Everybody's saying that he has, criminal immunity, like Destiny's saying here on Piers Morgan. To be fair, everything that I have seen, and look, I'm not some legal expert or anything, so I'd be happily proven wrong in the comments if I'm wrong. Destiny is kind of right there, in that impeachment and criminal charges, being criminally prosecuted, are completely two different things. And the ruling, from my perspective, from my understanding, showed that yes, presidents can be impeached for things that they do as president, but no official act by the president of the United States can lead to criminal charges against the president if it's an official act, which with the the slippery slope theory or the slippery slope argument, things can get scary, because then you're like, what if I tell one of my, you can do some dark things. I don't even want to give examples because things can get really, really dark. But what if I go and tell one of my subordinates, as an official act, I need you to go assassinate my political opponent? What if Joe Biden right now were to say, or Kamala's not president, I guess. What if Joe Biden said, as an official act, I need you to go assassinate Donald Trump, and he can't be criminally charged because it's an official act as president. As far as I understand it, that is the ruling. And people like Destiny, I think where they go wrong is they think this is some groundbreaking thing. This is kind of just how it's been for the longest period, the longest amount of time. Presidents don't get criminally charged even though they commit crimes as president. People get impeached every once in a while, but they don't get criminally charged for things that they do as president, even though they do things that are really bad. Obama did a lot of bad things. Every president does bad things that normal people would get criminally prosecuted for. Now it's just official. Now it's just in writing. That's just the Supreme Court ruling. I don't know. Maybe I'm completely wrong. Let me know in the comments. I would love to be proven wrong, but Destiny seems to be somewhat in the right here. I just think he takes it to such an extreme and to the scariest point that it could possibly be, that it's just, it just seems like he seems like a whack job because of it.
I want to move on to Trump's latest interview with Laura Ingraham at Fox News, in which he said this about Kamala Harris.
She got rid of the laugh. I noticed I haven't seen that crazy laugh that she got. She's crazy. That laugh, that's the laugh of a crazy person. But I noticed that she's not using that laugh anymore. Somebody convinced her, don't laugh, just don't laugh. Don't laugh under any circumstances, because
I like laughter, but sometimes.
Not her laughter.
Now, Tatum, what do you make of that? I mean, Kamala Harris does have a weird laugh, there's no doubt about it. She's labeling Trump and J.D. Vance as a bunch of weirdos too. Everyone's calling each other crazy, weird, whatever. What they're not debating, it seems to me much, is
If you enjoy content like this, and make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
Policy. Why has it descended into kind of just pathetic name calling?
Yeah, I think, you know, I don't like when politicians do this because it's pointless for the American people. Like, in a conversation where Donald Trump may want to interject that's fine. But like you said, it does nothing for the political conversation. No one, now I'll say this, I'm not going to say no one cares, because I think it's a negative that Kamala Harris does have a weird laugh. I think it does turn people off to her. But I think it has zero value in a person going to the grocery store and trying to figure out how they're going to pay their bills. So Donald Trump mentioning that is completely pointless. And I think it doesn't add any value. But I didn't listen to the full conversation, and I don't know if it was just a side note that he interjected. But I think the conversation needs to be focused more on policy and how we're going to turn around America and make it better for everybody.
We're not turning around America, man. All these people care about now is getting power. And how you get power in the United States now is not through policy. It's through memeing and through calling the other side weird and having Meg Thee Stallion go on stage and twerk at your rallies. That's how you get power in America now. That's how you know America is absolutely doomed. Because people don't care about policy, man. If you go up there and you talk about policy, you end up like DeSantis, you know? Nobody liked the guy. You got to be likable. You got to be memeing the other side, making fun of the other side, calling the other side weird. If you talk about policy, people get bored, you know? You can't talk about actual policy. That's you know, that's a time of the past, which sucks, because Brandon Tatum is right that if we're going to improve the country, we have to start talking about policy and start electing people who are best for the country, not the people that we like the most. But that's not going to happen. That's in the past, which is why America is absolutely doomed. I'm just hoping we can hold off on the apocalypse of, you know, the downfall of America until I'm gone. You know, after that, do whatever the hell you want. just please let me live my life first. That's all I ask.
How did it live here?
Okay, and Cenk, on this separate rising thing about white dudes backing Kamala Harris, do you feel entirely comfortable with this? We've actually got the actual dude saying it. Let's take a listen to him.
I am not Mr. Lebowski. You're Mr. Lebowski. I'm the dude. So that's what you call me.
I was brought to the party not so much as being white, and I certainly am, but because I'm a dude, you know. So a friend sent me this email today with your hat on there, and I said, oh, I gotta have one of those. I qualify, man. I'm white, I'm a dude, and I'm for Harris.
What the hell is going on? I haven't seen that yet. What the hell is going on? This is weird, dude. This just feels so weird. It feels so forced. Like there's something strange going on with this Kamala Harris campaign. Like Meg Thee Stallion twerking on stage. It's like they're so desperate for certain demographics. Like they're trying to act like they're this young, hip demographic, white dudes, because dude is like a hip term for men or something. I don't even know what the hell's going on.
Cenk, this white dude thing. Do you feel comfortable with this?
No, I don't think it's good politics. And I don't think it's necessary at all. So let's stop playing identity politics. So Kamala Harris and the Democrats don't have to say, hey, you should vote for her because she's a black woman. Everybody already knows she's a black woman, so don't worry about it.
She's not black, by the way.
You should let the Republicans play identity politics, and when they attack her for being a woman, which they can't help themselves, they do nonstop, then the Democrats gain. And when they attack her for being black, then the Democrats gain. So stop all this stuff about racial stuff from the Democratic side.
Look, I'm going to say something that's going to piss a lot of people off too, but I don't really care at this point. I'm just going to say what I think is the truth. If someone wants to prove me wrong, I'll be happily proven wrong in the comments. I think electing a woman president right now is probably the worst thing that could possibly happen. Let's just, even for foreign policy examples, I know in the Western world and in America now, we try to act like men and women are all equal, and it's kind of like almost illegal to say that men are stronger than women, even just physically. Like, we can't even say that. But to all these other countries out there, countries like China and like North Korea and like Russia, people who still have like a little bit of grasp on reality, they view women as like physically and mentally weaker, not as in they're dumber or anything like that, just weaker as in like they're not going to stand their ground as long. That's just a fact, it's just a fact. They're not masculine. That's a masculine trait. Disagreeableness, I think that's the word, disagreeableness is a masculine trait. It's not a feminine trait. They're more agreeable. So when it comes to like negotiating and, foreign policy and all these wars that are breaking out under Joe Biden, under Kamala Harris, when Kamala Harris gets elected, all these other countries, Russia, China, North Korea, all these people who are kind of more traditional in their beliefs, they're not like, oh, men and women are equal and all this other nonsense. They're going to see America has a woman president. They're going to see that as a sign of weakness, as a sign of attack. If you thought that Joe Biden was a sign of weakness to them, imagine if a woman gets in office. I know this might sound super offensive. I'm not saying that's not necessarily my belief. I'm just saying from their perspective, from North Korea, from Russia, from China, all these other countries who have more traditional beliefs, from their perspective, if we put Kamala Harris or any woman in office, they're going to view that as the ultimate sign of weakness. And they're going to go like, that's the opposite of Donald Trump, which they weren't making any moves under Trump because they were scared. They knew that he was not going to bow down. He was not going to be agreeable to them. He's going to stand his ground and say, hey, if you do this, I'm going to turn Moscow into a crater. Like, that's what he told Putin, allegedly. And Putin believed him. If Kamala Harris said that to Putin, he would laugh in her face. He doesn't care. That's just how they think. I think electing a woman president is an all-time bad move right now. But I mean, it's quite possible that it could happen. And I'm scared to see what happens after.
Let the Republicans do it to their detriment.
Okay,
Republicans
Destiny,
have never attacked
how
her.
worried? Well, okay, Officer Tatum, respond to that first, and I'll come to Destiny.
No, I think it's superfluous conversations being had. The Republicans have never attacked her for being a woman. They attacked her because she's incompetent. And that's the argument that has been going on and on and on. She's an incompetent person. It doesn't matter if she's a woman. It doesn't matter if she's black. Nobody cares. The fact of the matter is she's a failing vice president. She's terrible. She was terrible when she ran for president. She's terrible as the vice president. She adds no value to the political realm. She has no conversations about what she can do to better America. The woman is just literally selected as the VP because she was a black woman by the Democrats.
Not black, by the way.
And that's not going to bode well when it comes to the policies that people need to see to make a difference in America. Nobody I know is supporting Democrats now because Kamala Harris is in position of power.
Okay, well,
it's very
Destiny,
entertaining
Elon
to
Musk.
Yeah, but see, he's doing it right there.
Hang on. I have a specific question. Elon Musk actually reposted on X a doctored video featuring Kamala Harris. Her voice had been doctored by AI. Let's take a look at the clip first of all.
I, Kamala Harris, and your Democrat candidate for president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist.
A number of issues from that. One is, on one level, it's just quite funny. It's a joke. It's a parody. But secondly, that video has now been seen 128 million times on Elon Musk's X account. He said, "This is amazing," with a laughing emoji. Gavin Newsom, the governor of California, told Musk to take it down, to which Musk replied, "I checked with renowned world authority, Professor Sugondi's nuts." And he said parody is legal in America, which is a typical Elon Musk response. Destiny, you're not laughing. Did you not find any of this funny?
Keep in mind, no, at this point, no, I'm sorry. Just to keep in mind, okay, when the Twitter files were released, there was exactly one person from one administration that literally sent in a request for a tweet to be removed from a comedian lady because she called Trump a pussy-ass bitch, and that was Donald Trump. That is the only time we've seen a personal request for a tweet to be removed because they were unhappy with the language that was being used. That came from Donald Trump. So to turn around and be like, oh, it's so funny when they make fun of our side. Meanwhile, you got a guy who's talking about imprisoning Americans for burning the flag. Crazy. I thought Republicans were all about freedom of speech and the First Amendment. I just think that's absolutely hilarious. Also, I think it's very funny that Republicans and conservatives in general, the people of Pizzagate and QAnon and all these crazy conspiracies, have in real time, this is like the conservative wet dream conspiracy. You have the richest man in the world from another country who bought the largest social media platform for media news distribution. He made it private. He took it private, doesn't do reporting on anything anymore, and is now openly reposting AI deepfake images of left-wing candidates. Like, holy shit. It's like everything they accused George Soros of doing, except
yeah, which is why I don't really trust Elon Musk very much, because like, yeah, it's funny, he's owning the libs and everything like that. He seems like he's on our side, he's fighting for free speech and all this stuff, and yet he's also dressing up as the devil and, you know, trying to implant chips in people's heads and stuff like that. I don't know. He seems like what Destiny is saying here, I kind of agree that it seems like a conservative's wet dream. Like, that's what Elon Musk looks like, it seems like, acts like. It seems like a government plant. Like, it seems like, you know, people who didn't get the jab, they needed like a champion to go win over that side so that they would also get chips implanted in their head so that they can be controlled. So it seems like, you know, Elon Musk is like a government plant to try to win over the side that isn't just allowing the government to say, hey, you must get this injection, and then they get it without thinking. He wants to win over that side so that once he wins over that side, both sides are willing to get the chips implanted into their heads, and so that everybody can be controlled. That sounds super conspiratorial, I know. That's just my kind of reservation with Elon Musk. Anyway, let me know in the comments what you think about Destiny, Brandon Tatum, Cenk, Uygur, all these other guys over here on Piers Morgan Uncensored. Thought this was a nice little clip. Things obviously got heated, as they normally do when people like Destiny go on these panels, because Destiny is completely unhinged nowadays. Let me know in the comments what you think about this whole Piers Morgan Uncensored episode.